We want to go to last night. We know we over on the east side of Detroit, lower east side of Detroit, we had a 2-year-old shot. I made the scene, gave sound on that, and so I'm definitely happy to be able to report that the 2-year-old is recovering, non-life-threatening injuries, and that we have the subject in custody. He did a safe surrender, turned himself in, and we actually have 2 subjects in custody. It was a dispute between new boyfriend and ex-boyfriend, and both have turned themselves in. Mr. Lacey turned himself in to police custody earlier this afternoon. And so just want to be able to thank the media, my media partners, and the community for getting the information out. And so the call to action, when we put it out, people responded, and so it's a good day. Yes?
It seems we see a lot of this, unfortunately, just around the holidays, domestic violence. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, we do, and we see domestic violence throughout the year, and one of the things that we work towards is with our CIT, and then I know that former Chief White, he's over at DWIN right now, Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network, and so not only do they deal with mental crisis and working on getting people into a good mental state and treating that. Another thing that's often not spoken about is substance use disorder. And so oftentimes when people are depressed over the holidays, it may be financial, etc., they'll try to self-medicate, whether it be alcohol, whether it be other types of drugs. And so that just compounds the problem. And so just really looking for family and friends to try to encourage individuals. And if they see one of their loved ones or a friend that's kind of spiraling, reach out. You can reach out to the Detroit Police Department, reach out to DWIN. Let's get them help before it becomes a crisis.
Chief, is that what was a contributing factor in this case in terms of maybe some substance abuse or substances being involved?
It's too early to tell. I know that, in domestic type relationships, a lot of people just don't know how to break up with each other nowadays. And so, we have that thing right there. And so when you have, starting a new relationship, ending a relationship, and you have children involved, it can be, we see it, regardless of, what city, what state, what township. It doesn't apply to race. It's a people thing. It's a human thing.
Yeah. Do you know anything more? Can you tell us anything more about the events leading up to it, or where the shootout kind of happened? Who fired first, or where they were shooting from? Any of that?
Because they haven't been arraigned yet, and I don't want to bias the investigation or get in front of the Wayne County prosecutor and have a complete unbiased investigation. I've said a lot about it, and so just we'll choose to let everybody know that it's domestic. But the good news is, listen, they both took accountability for their actions, and they both turned themselves in. And I just want to highlight one of our CVI groups, Community Violence Intervention, and Mr. Ray Winans, because when it comes to community violence intervention, those 2 young men reached out to Mr. Winans with Detroit Friends and Family and said, I want to turn myself in to the Detroit Police Department. I want to, but I'm a little apprehensive. I'm afraid. Mr. Winans called me and said, hey, can we do a safe surrender? And that was something that I used to do when I was with the department before. And a safe surrender is simply this. You come in, you turn yourself in, he'll walk you down to police headquarters. They came here, no fanfare, allowed them to keep their dignity, and allowed them to be, knowing that they would be safe, because it does nobody any good if the Detroit Police Department or any law enforcement agency has to come looking for you and possibly kicking your door, and then it could be loss of life of an officer, or it could be loss of life or somebody inside that residence. And so many cascading unintended consequences can happen. So I encourage anybody, and I'm going to actually start an official program, and that'll be one of the things that we do and really iron it out so that we can have a state-of-the-art safe surrender in the city of Detroit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.